Welcome to Astridologie, the podcast that brings you knowledge, wisdom, and principles that can help you find the peace and comfort we all seek and deserve in our lives. Hello, everybody. It's time to talk about the full moon in Taurus. How are you doing? Mrs. Diva, how are you? Auntie, what's going on? It's time to talk about this full moon in Taurus. And I have my labradorite mala. Labradorite is considered the stone of magic. But what I love about labradorite is it helps you connect to your intuition. It helps you feel grounded, and it is the stone of protection. Have you forgotten about crystals and the power and the magic that they hold? Long time no see. Long time no see. Good to see you here, my dear. But don't forget about crystals. I remember when we were in the pandemic during 2021, people were crazy about crystals. We're going to need a lot of crystals as we go into a new year ahead. Thank you, my dear. So this full moon in Taurus is coming in this Friday, 11:15 at 1:29 p.m. Pacific time at 24 degrees. And we're going to talk a little bit more about numerology tonight, because 24 is a powerful number because it reduces to the number 6. We'll get into that. But how are you doing post the election? How are you doing? How are you feeling? During my last video, during the new moon in Scorpio, I said that this Thanksgiving, after the election, we would have a lot to be grateful for. And I also talked about how Scorpio is the sign of transformation and bringing the truth up. Whether it's a bitter pill to swallow or not, the truth will come through. So during this moon, again, I said we'd be very grateful. And I'm really proud of people because it's a very sobering time. Now that reality has hit, we can get on with life. Imagine how many months we have been wondering who's going to be elected, who's going to be at the helm, and now that answer is here. And there's a feeling of sovereignty. So it seems to be a feeling of us sobering up and ready to face reality, but using our own sovereignty. So sovereignty in the dictionary sense says supreme power or authority, but it's also about self-government. So I feel like this sovereignty is going to help us to take action in non-verbal ways. Dr. Martin Luther King talked a lot about this, of using the power of non-verbal things. In America, money has been abused and is truly related to the root of evil. So now we have clarity, we have truth, Scorpio check, and we know the pulse of how the people in our nation really feel. And that's liberation, that's freedom. Because when you feel like you don't know, I'd rather know the truth than to be in the dark having different feeling. Exactly. Just believing in God, He's in charge. I said God's land, God's plan. And if we wanted the election to go a different way, it's on us. We couldn't wait till one last year to start taking action and doing things. But now we have. So we genuinely understand the game that we are now playing. And it is no longer checkers, folks. This is a game of chess. It's time for chess. And if you understand the game of chess, the pieces are moved with quiet, deliberate, intentional strategy. See, sometimes we talk so much, we give away our strategy, we give away our energy, if nothing else. So as blowing up on social media, we understand the assignment. And if you know what that term means. And with this full moon in Taurus, it's the perfect avatar and catalyst to kick off this new season of change. Full moons are about releasing and letting things go. And I urge you to let go of any disappointments, any disgust, hatred, negativity, anything like that. Because energy is just energy. And the more we talk about something, the more we bring it to life and give it life. So, you know how we're not allowed to say certain names? I suggest we just don't say certain names anymore, because that way we won't empower that name. I feel like it's 4 years of feet down, eyes up, and hearts open. And it's so appropriate that the end of the month, Mercury is going to go retrograde in the fiery sign of Sagittarius, another speak out zealot like Scorpio. The moon, this is why I'm so passionate about the moon during the full moon and the new moon, is because the moon represents the people. It represents our emotions and it represents our passions. So it's so important to talk about the moon and the energy. Now, Taurus, let's talk about you, Taurus, because it's about you being on deck during Scorpio season. We've got one more delicious week, maybe 10 days of this delicious Scorpio energy. But Taurus is considered the most stable of all signs in the zodiac. And Scorpio is considered the most powerful. So Scorpio and Taurus sit across from each other in the zodiac wheel. So they're opposites and they're both being on deck. So during the new moon of Scorpio, Taurus energy was present. And now during this full moon in Taurus, Scorpio energy is very present. And we're in the Scorpio season. This makes one hell of a dynamic duo. And we should feel a sense of a peaceful warrior rising up inside of us. Taurus, I love Taurus so much. Keyword, realistically, matter of fact, represented by that bull. Bulls are strong, sturdy, and they're unmovable, unshakable. And the bull takes their time. They kind of are, it's one of the signs that's very, very naturally empowered. They feel good about themselves. Their I am is very strong. Favorite phrase for Taurus is I have. Most Taurus that you know are pretty well off, or they end up having a really good, financially abundant life. Taurus is month 5, 4 and 5, but it's represented by the second house. We'll talk about that in a minute. But Taurus epitomizes rich, beautiful fullness and strength of the material world. Taurus likes to hold on and grab onto the material world. So Taurus says, stop, take stock, consolidate, and create something of real and lasting beauty. That's one thing that Tauruses have in common. They're very creative and they love beautiful things, and they have such an exquisite eye for details. Even if it's something they can't afford themselves, they have such a beautiful eye. Think of soft, well-watered and fertile ground that embraces and nourishes the seedling roots. We are planting new seeds for the future ahead. Tauruses are usually good at cooking, pottery, handcrafts. They're very handy, as well as the practicalities of business. And they love to study the history of how and why things work. Taurus also rules consumption as well as the creation of food. A lot of chefs are Taurus, okay? Taurus enjoys the rich taste and aromas, also of having a satisfying, nourishing meal within the body. So food is very, very important to Taurus. So I want you to remember these words. So during these next 2 weeks of this full moon energy in Taurus, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, Pluto, Venus, the number 6, Uranus, and Mars. Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius are all fixed signs, and they are on deck right now. Fixed signs are loyal. We have a tendency to be stubborn, hardworking, dedicated to see projects through, known for being steady and reliable. Fixed signs are the anchors of the zodiac, known for bringing stability and persistence. Pluto, known for transformation, rebirth, and subconscious, rules Scorpio. Aquarius is ruled by Saturn, that gives balance to Aquarius, gives Aquarius discipline, responsibility, and structure. And Aquarius's other planet, Uranus, I always get this mixed up. Uranus, idealism, innovation, and thinking outside of the box and challenging the status quo. Everybody's excited that Pluto is finally going to move into Aquarius, and it'll be there for at least another 20 years. Taurus, ruled by the planet Venus. So we have love on deck. So we've got innovation, transformation, and love on deck. So Pluto is here with us now. Venus is with us now. Uranus is with us now. And we are ready. So 24, the day is this, the day of the full moon is the 15th, okay? But the 15 reduces to the 6, the 1 and 5 equals 6. And we are coming in, this moon is coming in at 24 degrees. So the moon is at 24 degrees and the sun is at 24 degrees. 2 plus 4 equals 6. 6 right out of the gate is love. So let's talk about numbers, because numbers are so important. Numbers are very practical and more grounding, less ethereal sometimes in astrology. We have 5 significant numbers in traditional astrology. We have a soul number, a karma number, a gift number, a knowledge number, and a path number. Let's talk about the number 6. Each of the numbers in numerology have powers, and the number 6 is considered the mother, and some consider it the love magnet. Venus, which rules Taurus, is associated with the number 6. In Hinduism, the number 6 guides spiritual wisdom. In Buddhism, 6 is said to chart the course for enlightenment. In Islam, it reflects divine creation and belief. In Christianity, it reminds believers of their earthly duties. So this is why the narrative of love, if love yourself, love life, and move into a state of law of allowing where we are right now in this moment. In numerology, 6 is the number of love, family, security, nurturing, empathy, relationship building, power, security, and abundance. People who have 6 as a life path number are considered to be strong, protective, resilient, and are close to a loving family. 6 energy makes the person very empathetic and psychic. So look up, you can just search, how do I find my life path numbers? How do I find my soul number? You can literally search all of this and do the math to see where you are. My life path number is a number 5. Because when I take the life path number is your month, day, and year you were born, and you reduce that down to a single digit. So my life path number is a number 5, but my birthday number is a 24, which is a 6, okay? In Kabbalah, the strong psychics and sensitives are considered to be number 6. In Kabbalah, number 6 people feel relaxed when they are helping others. This is so true of me. I just can't help myself but want to help others. And when I'm not able to, it's tragedy for me. Number 6 is love to help others and heal. And when I started teaching yoga and became a spiritual teacher, meditation and yoga, my mantra has been, I want to show people and help people understand that they have the power to heal themselves. Number 6 will always care for others. My sons are grown adults, and my mom noticed that whenever they're around, whenever we gather, I have something for them. I have something to give them, something to say to them to make their lives more easeful. Number 6 work with passion, check, and they work on these tasks to fulfill their interest and bring in everything that they need. The number 6 is in an amazing conjunction right now. It's an amazing conjunction of the first 3 numbers of the numerology. So 6 is both the sum of 1, 2, 3, and it is also the product of 1 times 2 times 3. It is therefore considered perfect. love is considered the perfect medicine, no matter what we're going through. So Taurus is represented by number 4, which is grounding, the 4 legs of a table that's bringing that stability, practicality, hard work, and a strong foundation, which aligns well with Taurus's earth sign qualities. This is a thought from Rising Women and astrologer Eden Wine. On November 15, 2024, the full moon in Taurus brings us to a moment of deep release, grounded empowerment, and unexpected transformation. This full moon isn't a typical Taurian lunation. It's charged with electrifying energy because of the moon's conjunction with Uranus, the planet of rebellion and liberation. In this, we are being shaken from our comfort zones and propelled toward needed change. Alongside this energetic framework is a potent T-square involving Jupiter, Mercury, and Saturn, urging us to reevaluate our beliefs, thoughts, and the structures we live by. Adding further intensity, Pluto sits at the critical 29th degree of Capricorn, a karmic placement pushing us to transform old patterns that no longer serve our growth. So this alignment is pushing us to think critically and to speak with intention and move towards greater maturity in how we communicate and relate to our responsibilities. The invitation here is to allow for the space to evolve, to ground, and to trust that even the most unexpected shifts are guiding you towards a life that resonates deeply with who we are. So this invitation, this Taurus moon, is an invitation to step into our next level of liberation or iteration of our most liberated, empowered selves while remaining grounded in the truth and values. The Uranian influence asks us to embrace change, no matter how unexpected. And Taurus energy reminds us that true growth is rooted in our purest authenticity and our own self-worth. So our personal sovereignty, governing of ourselves, both Scorpio, Aquarius, and Taurus all ask us to take care of ourselves. These 3 signs, these 3 fixed signs, like things their way. But all 3 signs are there in support and help in some way, shape, or form, bringing fearlessness, bringing groundedness, bringing innovation and ideation. You need a solution to a problem, Aquarius is there. IA is Aquarian energy. All of the technology, cell phones, all of our computer knowledge, satellites, and all of these things, that's Aquarian energy. And Pluto, the planet of change, transformation, birth, re-death, will be in Aquarius. Aquarians are fearless. They're going to take you on a ride and have fun thinking about it, talking about it, and laughing about it, because change and transformation is so essential to Scorpio and Aquarius and Taurus, okay? So energy update on 11/15, this full moon is coming in Taurus. On 11/15, Saturn is going direct. Again, Mercury is not the only planet that goes direct. So on the same day that the full moon comes in, Saturn will go direct. And that's great when a planet goes direct, especially like Saturn. Saturn is the taskmaster planet. Talk about father, stoic father energy that slows us down and really makes us move slow and mindful. But I think that's been a good thing in this fall season and in general, because we've needed to slow down, mind our words, and be careful of what we think before we speak. On 11/19, Pluto will enter Aquarius until 2043. On 11/19, you should feel a shift of energy naturally. We'll still be on the fringes of the energy of Scorpio season. And then 2 days later, on 11/21, we move into Sagittarius season, bringing the fire, bringing that heat. 11/26 through 12/6 marks these dates. 11/26 through 12/6, will be in Mercury retrograde. Now, Mercury retrograde, it is said not to sign contracts, not to buy homes or make major investments. But again, you know, we have to live life. So the idea is just be uber mindful, be extra cautious. And Mercury retrograde, because planets move backwards or appear to move backwards, is asking us to slow down and be more methodical. And then on 11/28, it's Thanksgiving. Like I said, we have so much to be grateful for, yet and still, I feel like with this solemn and this strategic, mindful, calm energy, we can move mountains, okay? So during the new moon, there were 2 sacred triangles that were here. And here we are again in another sacred triangle. Pluto is trying the moon at 29 degrees, the moon in Taurus at 24 degrees, and Pluto is sextile the sun in Scorpio. So we've got this beautiful trine, and trines bring deep, profound healing. If you want to know more about triangles, because I really believe in the power of triangles, listen to my podcast, Astridologie with Astrid, ASTRIDLOGIE. And I talk about the power of triangles and creating this triangular thought in your mind, the shape of it, visualizing it every day with the 3 things that are most important to you as we go forward in life, and how you can find your own golden triangle within yourself. Symbols are powerful, and I'll talk more about that in more episodes. So we're in a time of deep, profound healing. Also on deck, Mercury is opposite Jupiter. This is so fascinating. Mercury is sitting opposite Jupiter. Mercury, the planet of communication on all levels. Jupiter, the planet of abundance. They're both sitting in each other's signs. So Mercury is sitting in Jupiter, and Gemini is sitting in Mercury. So they've switched. So that means there's mutual reception going on. They're strengthening each other. The power to speak coming from Sagittarius, I should say the fearlessness to speak up and speak out coming from Sagittarius, with Mercury, the planet of communication, coming together. So communication is going to be wise. It's going to be thorough. It's going to be optimistic. This connection is going to help us feel more high vibrational, have a better, higher outlook on life. Taurus governs the 2nd house in astrology. Abundance, values, groundedness, security, patience, richness, sensual pleasures of all types, pride, strength, perseverance, beauty, and enjoy all the sensual comforts of life. That's what Taurus is saying. Enjoy all the sensual comforts of your life. Your comfortable couch, your beautiful bed, your linens, your china, your glasses, your clothing, especially your clothing, your environment, your beautiful, beautiful environment. I give you a thought from Anima Mundi. Anima Mundi is an amazing, amazing brand. If you don't know them, ANIMA MUNDI. They have a store in Venice, is where they began their work, and they've now blossomed into this amazing, amazing company and organization. Anima Mundi is devoted to making vibrant and medicinally potent remedies that honor the principles and harmony of ancient formulation that have the years of anecdotal and traditional evidence. It's ran by the founder, Adriana. Adriana moved from Brooklyn to Costa Rica with a mission to bridge remedies from Native people to Central and South America to modern day needs and imbalances. I'm mentioning this because I love their brand, and you can visit the store live or shop online. Their remedies and tinctures and everything they do is so amazing. So again, another tool during this time to help you get regrounded, get stable, and get into wholeness for yourself. Because the planet, United States, we're going to need whole people. We're going to need everybody strong and whole within themselves. So here's an excerpt. The Taurus full moon on November 15th will stir the instincts, bringing a wave of emotional agitation or excitement on the high tides of this lunation. Self-restraint in ourselves or others may be short supply as we eagerly tell people what we really think and show what is underneath the social graces or the acceptable persona we usually wear. With a bit of discipline and compassion for our shortcomings, we could use this lunation to bring parts of the self out of the shadows of awareness and into exploration. We may experience quite a bit of back and forth or push and pull as the mental powers of Mercury's head into the final retrograde of 2024, remaining wholly in the philosophical sign of Sagittarius. Mercury's retrograde motion will set off longer cycles of Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, bringing in concerns with plans for expansion or contraction and our relationship to imagination and the physical body. Our physical body is our vessel. It is our lives. So oftentimes people say, my life. When you say my life, hello, Sulamanati. Thank you so much, Sulamanati, for joining. How you been? So good to see you. But it's a time about our bodies. Think of your bodies. And Taurus hopefully brings that up. Again, Taurus is the sign about physicality, about visceral, being here now in this physical plane on the 3D plane. That strong strength of Taurus wants us to feel that groundedness, okay? It may be tempting to get caught up in worry or panic, which would undermine our health and also make it hard to see the decisions before us. We have decisions before us, and we have to each personally dive deep and figure out in which direction, which holistic direction we're prepared to go. The clarity of a strong mind, body, heart connection can help break us out of unnecessary agitation and be in touch with our courage, providing a heart-centered path for Mars and Pluto to travel. So again, Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio, Pluto, Mars, Venus, Mercury. These are our buzzwords during this new lunation coming up, this full moon in Taurus on Friday. I leave you with a thought from Astrodologie. If you ever want to know your sun, moon, rising, and your main aspects, go to astrodinest.com. ASTRODIENST. I have been referring to them for over 20 years, and they give these free reports. You have to know the time of day that you were born, but it will spit out your astrological chart. And from there, you can chart, where is my Mercury? Where is my Venus? And you can see how you can operate from a more holistic space based on your astrological aspects. They go on to say, don't hesitate any longer if you have been harboring a matter of the heart. Take action. The time quality calls for embracing the new because Pluto re-enters Aquarius on November 19th, and this time for good. It will not leave the sign until 2043. And under its influence, we must redefine what it means to be human in the coming years and decades, both as individuals and as a collective. The events and the days around the full moon could give us a taste of what this is all about. So again, we are in, spell it again, here we go, ASTRODIE. N is in Nancy, ST, Astrodologie. It's so good, so good, so good. They have free reports for your chart. You can actually put your partner and yourself into the portal and give their information, and it'll spit out a partner's chart. Oh, you're so welcome, so welcome. My pleasure. So again, We are in a very sobering but fascinating and good time. We're now called to practice the law of allowance. And like I said, it's God's land, it's God's plan. And I'm so proud of the American culture, again, pulling back and really assessing how to move forward in a deeper, richer, more quiet way. We now have the power to use our money, our time, and our energy on the people, the places, the communities that support a true, inclusive, democratic doctrine. It's time for chess, ladies and gentlemen. The game of checkers is over. And in this upcoming holidays and season of change, get yourself ready. Let's be ready to move into a new year. 2025 is just about 6 weeks away. So think deliberate, strategic action. Taurus energy is considered the stablest sign in all of astrology. Use this energy. The full moon comes in on Friday, so we always have 3 days for the peak energy and then 2 weeks. So you have Taurus somewhere in your chart. Somewhere you have Taurus in your chart. And whenever a sign is on deck, we kind of mirror and act like we bring out those qualities. We bring out those qualities of that energy, of that sign that's on deck. So right now it's about Taurus. It's about beauty, value. And because Venus is on deck, it's about love. Love truly is the answer. And we start by loving. Again, don't give energy to anything that you are opposite on. It actually works in the opposite direction. All the universe hears is that name, hears that energy. It's time to be a peaceful warrior and mindfully, and then look up the game of chess. You have to be contemplative and very, very intentional. I'm wishing you all the best on this full moon in Taurus, coming in on Friday at 1:29 Pacific time, 15 degrees. 1 + 5 = 6. As that thought from Astrodologie says, and as Taurus asks us to do, live from your heart. Live from your heart. Hey, the ashram, welcome. Oh my goodness, my fam from the ashram popped in. You'll probably have to watch the replay, but thank you so much all for joining in and tuning in to this episode of the full moon in Taurus. It's really an exciting time. The truth will set us free. And we now have the truth, so we don't have to walk around wondering anymore. That is a heavy mental weight off of our shoulders, and we are about to make things good again. Thank you so, so much. And I will catch you in the next video. The next video will be talking about the new moon in Sagittarius. So get ready, my Sagittarian friends. Namaste, namaste. Thank you for listening to Astridologie. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to help support the podcast, please hit the subscribe button and tell your friends about it by sharing this program on social media. You can also follow me on Instagram at Coda Life Goddess or at codalife.com. Coda is C-O-T-A, Coda Life Goddess or codalife.com. Thank you again for listening to Astridologie, and I'll see you next time.